morning. Good morning, welcome, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, welcome, thanks for joining me. Debz Cooper, Global Stressologist, here to talk about being real with yourself. So I'd love to know if you're on the call or video, give me a like or a love or an emoji or a yeah, just let me know. Now, wherever you are in the world, I would also love to know, because I love knowing where I've reached and where I haven't reached. And what's the third? Oh, let me know if this is a replay or you're watching live. Okay, that's my three things that I must remember. So thanks for joining me once again. It's being real with yourself was really quite an interesting one, and when I was talking to somebody earlier today, they said, what does that mean? What does actually being real with yourself mean? I'm like, gosh, I thought everyone knew what it meant. But to me, being real with yourself meant being authentic, being genuine to who you are. And when I talk about this, I also talk about walking your talk. Now, I know there's people out there who are business leaders, walking their talk is important to them. I know there's sports people who are walking their talk, but I also know there's people who aren't. And so today is just really about saying, being real with yourself, not anyone else, being real with yourself. So this is a time to call yourself out on the shite that you are doing or not doing, have done or not done, or whatever you want to label it. So being real with yourself is just about being authentic, genuine, and basically walking your talk. So there's a few things I'd like to talk about today. So fingers crossed we get it all done in time. So first is, what's really going on? What's really going on that you are not being genuine? And I'm going to use the word genuine to yourself, because that's just one that sits with me, or walk your talk. So what's really going on for you? Is there so much out there that you have so much on your plate and you're not getting it done? Is there so much happening around you that you're not going to be able to help your family with what's important to you? So what's really going on? Get pen and paper, or your notes on your phone, get pen and paper and sit down and go, what's really going on? What's the bigger picture here? When you do this, you may find you have old patterns have come into play. So it may be something that you had 5 years ago that's now repeating for you, or a year ago, or 6 months ago, or past connections from way back, or not. So is there old patterns that are going on that haven't been resolved right here, right now, for this to happen in front of you? So are they old patterns? If you find they are or not, I want to say don't whip yourself, don't beat yourself up, don't give yourself a thrashing, just don't, because those things have been there in your past. Old patterns, old stories, old core beliefs, whatever you'd like to label it, they've been there in your past for a particular reason. Now, as we sit here, you're going to, well, not as you sit here, when you get off this video, you're going to start working through them. But right here, right now, just it's time to actually really dig deep and go, what's really going on with those? So those things that happened in the past have put you to who you are today. So when I say this, I want to say forgive yourself to your past. And when I say forgive yourself, let it go. Be grateful to what's happened in the past and let it go. Know that what happened back then may not necessarily happen again. It may happen again, but it's actually about being grateful for that experience to get you to who you are right now. So this is what I talk about when I talk about forgive yourself, is about letting it go. Be grateful, be truly grateful in your heart that that experience happened, that pattern happened, that stories happened, because right here, right now, you're ready to make that change. So when I talk about being genuine with yourself, there's 7 areas of life that I work on. And one is spiritual. And spiritual is what sits in your heart, what feels right in your heart, what's really going on. So if you write these 7 areas down, then break them down and start looking at what's going on. So spiritual, what sits in your heart? What's not right that's sitting in your heart right now? What are you not doing? Are you not listening to your intuition? Are you not following your inspiration and purpose? Are you not listening to yourself? Whatever that is. Then there's mental, and your mental is your mindset, what's going on. So maybe you said to yourself you're going to read a book. Maybe you said you're going to study a course this year. Maybe you said you were going to share some knowledge of a course that you went to with somebody. So what's really going on mentally for you inside your head? The next is physical, and this is one that's smacked people in the face more over what's going on around the world, because they are not as, some people are not as inspired about things that are happening. So when I talk about your physical, I talk about your appearance. You know, what you wear, are your clothes tighter? Are they looser? What's going on? You know, do you have those little flaps under those arms that I'm not going to show you? What's really going on to your physical appearance? And also when I talk about your physical, I also talk about what goes in and out of your mouth. So when I talk about what goes in your mouth, I'm talking about food, drink, whatever it is that's going in your mouth and nourishing your soul, but also what goes out your mouth, because your physical is all part of how grateful you are to things. When you share love with people, when you speak with people with authenticity. So when you live on a soul journey and you're inspired about life, you actually feel younger and more vibrant and more alive. You don't feel as heavy and frumpy and weighted down as you would be if you were uninspired. So that's what I talk about in and out of your mouth, mainly the out. So the fourth area of life I talk about is business. So in the business you're in, it's more about where you earn your money. So is it a hobby you're in? Is it a business? Are you making something from it? Do you love it? Are you working for somebody? Are you not working for somebody? So be real with yourself and genuine. If you've got a vision of where you'd like to be, then go out there and start doing it. So what is that stuff with yourself? Being real with yourself. Have you been talking about starting a business for 2 or 3 years and you keep saying, I don't have time to do this, I've got kids, or I've got another job I've got to do. So is that something that's holding you up, that story, that's mindset chatter in your head? The other one is your social influences. And when I talk about your social influences, it's the people you hang around with, it's the people you listen to, it's the people you share your knowledge with, it's the people you get knowledge from, it's people like me by jumping on this Facebook Live. This is around your social influences. It's the podcasts that you listen. Moira and I have an amazing podcast. I'm going to say amazing. It's called Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Debz and Moira. So Google and check it out. So that's your social influences. Who are those people that you're listening to? Who are those people you're hanging around with? So the next one, must be 6, is family. Number 6 is family. And so when I talk about family, I talk about your blood family or your other family. So your blood family is clearly birth and blood. And your other is those ones that you have who are your parents, but not through blood. They're your parents' friends. And I'd love to give a shout out to my parents, my other parents, Raylene and John, for their happy 60th. Oh, I think it's 60th, 50th. It's their wedding anniversary today, as I say that. Oops, maybe they're not 50th. I don't think. Maybe it's 50. Maybe it's not 60. They're not that old. My goodness. Sorry about that, peeps. So happy wedding anniversary to them. So they're my family. They're my other family, my other parents. The other people about being real with yourself is financial. So your financial situation you're in that situation right now because of the choices you've made and the decisions you've made in life and how you've got to where you are. So if you're not happy with your financial, it's about being real with yourself. What is it? Do you not have enough money in the savings? Are you living pay to pay? Are you paying out too much for services that you don't think are doing a value to you? What's really going on with your financial situation? Are you living outside your means? So really look at this. This is about being genuine and walking your talk and looking at what's truly going on in those 7 areas. So one of the things I've noticed is people talk about, oh, look at that person on social media. They're so slim. They've got an amazing life. They've got an amazing husband. They've got, look at those children and this crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. So please don't compare yourself to anyone. Anyone. Don't even compare yourself to your siblings, because, and especially not on social media, because people only choose to show one side most of the time. And until you can see both sides, you can't see them as genuine. So don't compare yourself to anyone. Don't compare yourself to me. Don't compare yourself to your neighbor, to your boss, to your ex-partner, to your ex-partner's new partner. Don't compare yourself to anyone. It's one of the worst destroyers you can do in your world, is putting other people in a comparison to you. Because the more you compare others, the more you put yourself down. So if you are not inspired by what you're doing or whatever's happening in your life, and I talked about the 7 areas, if you're not inspired about it, please change it. And when I say change it, I mean do something about it. Don't regret the stuff that's happened. Just change it. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you some quick tips on how to change, but I'd just like to say, don't rush this process. So I am going to talk a little bit about time frames, but don't put a time frame on that's just fucking stupid, okay? So now we want to go, now that we've talked about being real with ourselves, we're going to talk about how to change. I'm just going to have a sip of my nice cuppa here. So, step 1 on how to change. What does it look like? What are you visualizing? What is it you're thinking? What does it look like? You've got to get real on that. Then you have to break down what action steps are required to make it look like what you want it to look like. So what are the action steps? Then we're going to talk about the when, and I talk about no time frame. I know I talked about no time frame just before, but you clearly have to put a time frame on things. But be realistic. Don't go, okay, tomorrow I'm going to, by Monday, today's Friday in New Zealand, by Monday I'm going to lose a stone or 5 kgs or 6 kgs or whatever. I'm going to do that. Well, is that realistic? Yes. But you're possibly going to be able to not eat anything, exercise your little heart's content, have no sleep, and do crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. So please be realistic. So put that time frame on. If you're going to lose 5 kgs or so many pounds, then put it realistically. Say in 10 weeks' time I'm going to lose that, or 5 weeks' time, or whatever your realistic time frame is, not what others say. My time frame on weight loss will be different to my sister's time frame of weight loss, which is different to my mother's, which is different to my mentors, which is different to my partners, which is different to everybody. So, or not, maybe not everybody. So put your time frame on that sits right for you. Ensure you have an accountability buddy. And when I talk about an accountability buddy or accountability partner, please don't make it your intimate partner. Don't make it your intimate partner, because it's going to destroy that relationship you're in very quickly. So find that accountability partner who you can gel with, someone at the gym. Even if you have a mentor at the gym, ask them who they can accountability buddy you up with, who you get along with. Ask somebody else. If it's someone in finance, find someone who's on the same wavelength as you. If not better, who's going to push you along without destroying you. So find that accountability partner. And then start. Start today. Start today. Start today. Because the steps I've given you are simple, but we can get so much in our head that we just don't do anything. So start today. And I'd like to say you don't have to post anything on social media or tell everybody everything you're doing. You don't have to do it. Just your accountability partner and yourself. If you want to write it and put it on the fridge, or write it and put it in your office, whatever it is, just do it and get out there and start today. Have gratitude for your past. have gratitude for the situation you're in, have gratitude for the present that's coming up. And this is about starting and moving and taking action on being real with yourself. Walk your talk, be genuine, be authentic, and call yourself on your own shite. Because if you don't call yourself on your own shite, you are the one who knows everything that's truly going on for you. So that's me done today, being real with yourself. If you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, I'll see you next Friday. I'd like to thank you for joining me on the call today. I will see you next week. Get moving.